Hello and welcome to the Nightly Met. I am Avery Anderson, as always, and today I am joined with two amazing, talented, wonderful, beautiful, just amazing people in general. There's not even enough good words to describe them. But Marco Robinson and Adriane Leigh Robinson, they are both currently at the Denver Center for the Performing Arts, acting in different things. So let's just jump right into it, because I don't want to talk about you guys anymore. I want you guys to talk about you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with you, Marco. You are just finished some stuff. You finished The Wild Party.
Yeah.
Talk about that experience, immersive musical.
Wild Party was immersive. We basically created Queenie's apartment in the Hangar Theater in Stapleton at the what is it called?
The Stanley.
The Stanley Hangar, exactly. And then I did Christmas Carol, which is really cool. And right now we're working on This Is Modern Art, which is going to be in the Jones Theater.
Talk a little bit more about This Is Modern Art. What's that going to look like?
So This Is Modern Art is a show about graffiti, more or less. It's based on a true story. In Chicago, a couple years ago, we had some graffiti artists spray paint a piece on the side of the Art Institute, the modern wing of the Art Institute in Chicago. And so this is based on that. It's got 3 characters, 3 guys who are part of a crew. I'm part of that crew. It's got a bunch of other characters. It's written by Idris Goodwin and Kevin Koval. It's a really cool show. Yeah.
I like how you're part of the crew.
Yeah.
You got your own crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's talk about your crew for a minute. Your 5-person show
Sure,
over at the Galleria Theater. So First Date.
Yes,
Talk about First Date the musical.
First Date the musical. We've been running since November, and it's been 8 shows a week since then. And it is like the quirkiest, craziest, and sweetest little tiny musical that I've ever done, and I love it.
Talk about doing, because that's just amazing to me, 8 shows a week.
Yeah.
Anywhere is amazing, but especially
Yeah.
here in Denver, that most theater companies don't do that. So what's it like taking on that huge task?
I mean, you're right. It's almost kind of unheard of in a way that most places run so short of runs that you don't get that feel. But I now know what it feels like to do this as a living professionally, and I love it. And it's been amazing. And this show does not get tired.
Does not.
It does not get tired because it's so fresh and fun every night.
Yeah. And I think you guys can tell that you guys are having fun when I saw it. I mean, it was just a funny show in general.
Yeah.
But then, you guys are kind of laughing at each other during the show. And
Yes.
Yeah.
We Stephen J. Burge is a beautiful nightmare to perform with because he is so funny that you have to constantly be checking in with yourself, focus, because he will crack you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys, on purpose, try and make each other laugh a little bit more than
I
normal?
don't. But he does. I think Seth's gotten me a couple of times. It's a very, very family-like atmosphere.
It is.
Yeah, very much.
And before coming at First Date, you haven't had very many other roles professionally.
No, not so much. I just did Cabaret at Miners Alley about a year ago, and that was lovely, and I miss them very much. And then before that, we worked a lot with Little Theater of the Rockies, where we did a lot of shows together. And before that, I was performing in children's theaters in Virginia. Yeah.
So what's it like to kind of get this role, and both of you guys started at the Denver Center really early on in your guys' careers? I mean, Denver Center is what a lot of people work towards for years and years, and you guys are just so amazing, you just got there right away. So what's that feeling like?
Very fortunate.
Yeah, we got lucky. I mean, I think I auditioned last year and I didn't hear back, and I was really down on myself about that, which is, what happens. But like being an actor, you got to go back and try again. So I did again the next year, and I don't know, I guess everything kind of fell in place timing-wise, and for both of us, exactly. And
It was good timing.
we were looking for a reason we were saving up, looking for something to do, because we were living in Greeley, and so we wanted to move, we were thinking move to LA, we gotta work. And so it's great that we found a place to work that is close to, both of our families are. We love Colorado, and we love Denver, so it was cool to have that opportunity.
Well, don't feel bad. I've auditioned for the DCP every year, and I don't even do anything.
We just have to direct something now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll cast you.
Okay, sounds good. I'll do First Date the musical. The sequel.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Second Date the musical.
Second Date the musical, where it
It's
all
just falls apart. Yeah, exactly.
It's
we
very
just
sad.
Yeah, I'll introduce him to my mother on the second date,
It's all in a minor
which is also
key.
played by me.
Oh my God.
It's like some Eddie Murphy stuff.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I love it. It's gonna be great. So, okay, I'm putting it on my calendar right now.
You're in the books.
Yeah. So what's it like with both you guys being in the same business and being actors? A lot of times it's just one person in the relationship is an actor, but what's it like for both you guys to do that and kind of share that business together?
I don't know. I kind of love it. A lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, dating another actress."
You
But
married an actor?
I'm sure, like
Crazy.
financially, people are like, "Oh, that's freaking crazy." But we're really happy. I mean,
Yeah,
doing
we
what we
make it
do.
work.
We both get the Mondays off.
We have a lot of, we of course have our side hustles, just
Yeah.
in case
Right.
the next job doesn't
Yeah.
come.
Same.
But in both being performers, we find a lot of understanding with our with our partners' schedules
Yeah.
and like need to be elsewhere a lot of the time.
Yeah. We know it's crazy, and we really value our time together when we have it, and we do cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I love dating an actress and
Dating?
dating. Oh my God.
We're married.
Sometimes I forget. We've been
We're
married
still
since
dating.
last August, so like
Yeah,
sometimes
it's only been.
when I look at
year
you,
yet.
sometimes I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like I don't know. It's still good, really, really good. So like sometimes I'm like, we're dating, but we are married.
Anyway,
Yeah.
bottom line, it's been nice.
It's
Yeah.
been nice. Well, I'm
Yeah.
happy you guys are still happy with your relationship.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I feel like it should at least last a year.
Yeah.
I hope.
It will last talk more about first date a little bit, and just talk about it's just such a fun show.
It is.
I think what is it like getting to bring laughter and humor to people?
Sure. I mean, I think the show has everything on that beautiful emotional spectrum from like absolutely like appalling situations where you can't not laugh at it because it's so horrendous to, at the end, I don't want to spoil anything, but it becomes very heartfelt. And the best thing about it is at the end of the show, this happened last night, a couple came up to us and said, or not us, but the cast, and said, I was you. Like, I was Casey, and my husband was Aaron, and you brought back so many wonderful, like, cathartic memories for me, and I think that's been the best part, is people relate to it so well.
So,
Yeah.
and on the reverse side, the Wild Party, definitely not as light, maybe as first date,
no,
but
no.
still, I think just as beautiful of a piece of art.
Yeah.
What was it like getting to bring kind of this whole different experience, this immersive experience to audiences, something that they probably never experienced before?
It was really cool in the fact that people were literally right in your face at every second. A lot of times if you're working with a fourth wall, you can run off stage, have a second to yourself, run back on stage. But the energy always had to be elevated, and you always had to be on and into your character and doing something. So that made it really, really a challenging experience, but ultimately really satisfying experience to sort of do that and live out that adventure for like 2 hours straight every night. And I think that really showed for the audience too. They're sitting there, they're also hooting and hollering with the crowd, so it was a really cool experience.
And both you guys have kind of have those experiences of being closer to the audience.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Galleria Theater is a very intimate
Very.
space. Do you guys enjoy kind of that kind of theater where you get to really interact with people versus just a huge proscenium where you can't even see them?
They both have their ups and downs, definitely. I mean, last night a woman had her feet on the stage.
Just chilling
So
on there?
there's that, but also you get to hear every reaction,
Yeah.
which is so rewarding when it's good. I mean, you hear like the heartbreak and like the laughter is so personal.
Yeah.
And that's really special.
I would say like the split down the middle, like immersive theater was cool, but I like the fourth wall. I just did Fun Home at Miners Alley, so like being in that small intimate space and being within that proximity of the audience, I don't know, I feel like it influences your acting because it allows you to bring a little bit more honesty and you don't have to do quite as much to convey what you're trying to say, and I like being that close to the audience. Yeah.
And a little bit more on This Is Modern Art. What are you most looking forward to doing with that show? What's maybe, I know you guys have just started rehearsal process.
A couple things actually. I think what the question that's asked in the show is, could graffiti, is it a viable form of art? Are these people just throwing up tags here and there, or are they really trying to say something, and is it being heard? And that's what they were trying to do when they were, putting up a piece on the side of the Modern Art Institute in Chicago. So that, definitely trying to ask that question. It's a pressing question. And the other thing is, like, it seems that the show is also bringing a lot of community together here in Denver. There is like a really big graffiti scene in Denver, and we were just doing a tour, near Denver Central Market downtown yesterday between 27th and 26th in Larimer. And there's a ton of graffiti out there. And they experienced this when they did it in Chicago at the Steppenwolf, is that it was kind of tying two communities together, the graffiti community of that city and the Steppenwolf Theater there. and graffiti crews everywhere. And I'm excited to see how that plays out here in Denver. It seems like it may be even a little bit more welcome here. And yeah, I think those are the two things that I'm really excited to see happen with this show.
We're running out of time, but I just really want to ask you one last question.
Yeah.
I think you've got to do 2 shows now, Fun Home and This is Modern Art, that deal with current issues and
Yeah.
issues that are still really relevant in our society today.
Yeah.
What's it like getting to do a piece of theater like that, where people are being impacted and facing these issues right now?
I think it's really cool because people keep writing new work, and the more that we, keep having those conversations, the more of those works will come out. And so, why I think that's important is because a lot of people lack representation. When they're coming up, when they're watching theater, plays, TV. And I think that this work is really important because they're conversations that aren't had in the mainstream or are not widely accepted. And so just to bring those conversations about and to make people feel things about them are things that are really, really important to me. So I love doing work like this. I really do. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys both so much
Thank
for coming
you.
on today.
Yeah.
I love talking, and I love that you guys were like holding hands through the whole interview.
I mean-
I try and hold I try and hold my guest hands sometimes, and they
Yeah,
get like
yeah.
all weird. Let's be together. Well, thank you guys so much. It was so lovely. And you guys at home, be sure to check out both First Aid the Musical and This is Modern Art at the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. You can get your tickets at dcpa.org.